Okay, welcome back. Accelerated Math. We've got trig to solve sides in a triangle. Let's see what we got. All right, we're dealing with this whole SOHCAHTOA thing, so I'm going to go ahead and put that up there. It's a good idea to put that up at the top of your page whenever you're working on this stuff, and you can reference it. That's the sine function, the cosine function, and the tangent function. And the first step in all of these is we're going to label what we have. Here's our what I call the reference angle. So from that, you can see that the opposite side over here is exactly opposite of that. We've got our right angle symbol over here, so opposite of that is what we call the hypotenuse, and then this other side that's left over is the adjacent side. Okay, so they didn't give me anything for the adjacent side. They're not asking about it. They are asking about the hypotenuse, and they gave me the opposite side. So looking over here at my list, you can see that, well, sine function has the opposite and hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent and hypotenuse didn't have the adjacent. Here's another one with adjacent, so I can't use that one. So I'm going to use sine. And here's how I'm going to set it up. We're going to say that the sine of 27 is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse, or 24 over x, and then we're going to solve this for x. And you might be saying, I don't know how to solve that for x, but watch. What we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a proportion. A proportion is two fractions that are equal to each other, so I'm dropping a 1 under there because you know that you can drop a 1 under anything. Now I'm going to use proportions to solve this, and when you have a proportion, you can do this thing called cross multiplying and set up a new equation. So x times sine 27, let's just work with me for just a minute, x sine 27, that's x times sine 27, equals, well, 24 times 1 is the other one that I'm going to multiply, equals 24. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve this for x, so I'm going to divide both sides by sine 27. Divide both sides by sine 27. Now some people can look at these kind of problems up here and immediately see that they got to do 24 divided by sine 27. I like to set them up this way and start canceling things out after I do my cross multiplication. Sine 27 divided by sine 27 is 1. Anything divided by itself is 1, except for 0. I get an error on that one. Then I've got x equals 24 divided by sine 27. And that's what I'm going to do with the calculator. So, looks kind of strange. I'm going to clear it, but I got 24, and I'm going to throw it in that fraction thing and put in sine 27, exactly the way it said. Alright, get out of that fraction, hit enter. I get 52.86 or 52.9, I guess you'd call that, or maybe, well, anyway, 52.86 is what it was. 52.864, yep, they got it all the way out there. Alright, not too bad. So that time we use sine. If they gave me different sides, I might use cosine or tangent. Let's see what the next one brings us. Alright, so we got a reference angle. Notice this time that the opposite is not given. So when you say SOHCAHTOA, when you say that, if you say it, you can rule out anything with an opposite in it. So obviously this time we're going to use cosine. Alright, and let's label the rest of them. Here's my right angle. Opposite of that is the hypotenuse, and the only one left over is the adjacent. Alright, and so cosine 22 is equal to adjacent x over 22. Alright, I'm glad we got this one. Some people might think, ooh, 22's cancel out. Nah, it's cosine 22, so watch out. That's one entity itself, or one piece, one term. And I'm going to drop a 1 under there. Just like before, we turned it into a proportion. Two fractions are equal to each other. Now we can cross multiply. So 22 times cosine 22 is equal to 1x, or just x. And hey, that's kind of cool because you don't have to do all that dividing stuff or whatever. This is what we're going to put in the calculator. So let's pull up our calculator, and it's 22 cosine 22. 22 cosine 22. Close that parenthesis. It's always a good practice. 20.398. Oh, 20.3980 something something something. And 20.398. There it is. Not too bad. So that one, when you cross multiplied, you came out with exactly what you put in the calculator. On the previous one, when you cross multiplied, you still had to do this step of doing that get x by itself kind of thing. So sometimes you have to do that, sometimes you don't. Alright, let's see. This one's a little bit different looking. They're giving me a figure. They're telling me that the measure of angle A, that's what M with that angle symbol means, the measure of angle A is 21. So I'm going to write that in there. 21 degrees. C, a little c like this equals 13. Well, here's the little c, so this is 13. And they want to find A in the right triangle below. So that was critical information, the fact that this is a right triangle. Across from that is the hypotenuse. Here's our reference angle that we're talking about, the one that we're referring to. That's why I call it the reference angle. The side across from that is the opposite, and they don't give me the adjacent, and they're asking us to find A, so little a. So that is this one right here. So we're looking for the opposite. So ka toa, and they did not give us the adjacent. They're not asking for the adjacent, so these two are out. So it's sine again. Alright, so sine of 21 is equal to opposite, I don't know, I'm going to put an x there, you could use any variable you want, over 13. I don't know, but I want to know. Alright, I'm going to turn this into a proportion by dropping a 1 under here. And I'm going to cross multiply and set up a new equation. 13 sine 21 equals 1 times x, or just plain x. So, easy enough. I'm going to go to calculator, clear that. We got 13 sine 21, close those parentheses for good luck. There's no luck in this. 4.68, I'm sorry, 4.6587. 4.6587 would be the answer. Oh, where is it? Might help. There it is. It's been rounded. Okay, so they've rounded the answer, and there we go. Alright, I think I got one more to look at. Yeah, we do. Okay, I can't remember why I put this on here. Here's my reference angle. I am not given the opposite, so I can throw out anything. Good, I was tired of using sine. So ka toa, and I was hoping to get a tangent function in there, but anyway, you got to throw out that one. So this one's going to be cosine 28. You might want to stop this right now, see if you can do it on your own. Cosine 28 equals, hit the pause button. Alright, adjacent, where's my adjacent? Here's my adjacent, there's my hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is always directly opposite of the right angle. So adjacent over that, alright, I'm going to drop a 1 under here. I'm going to cross multiply. So we got x cosine 28 equals 12 times 1, or just 12. I've got to get x by itself, so I'm going to divide this side by cosine 28. Cosine 28. Those cancel out. I get x equals, well, pull up my calculator. Clear that. 12. Throw it into a fraction. And cosine 28. Close that parenthesis. Get out of there. Hit enter. 13.6 it looks like. 13.6. Now they had it further out than I was thinking. Alright, that's it. Alright, have fun.